What's up, 12s? Buckle up, because what's going down in Seattle right now goes way beyond what you see on the field. What looked like just a simple offensive reset is actually turning into a full-blown transformation behind the scenes. Imagine a group of wideouts, usually praised for flashy catches, getting shout-outs not for touchdowns, but for throwing their bodies around and paving the way in the run game. And while that's happening, the front office is already scheming big-time upgrades on defense and eyeing surgical fixes for the O-line in the near future. Not to mention a quiet roster move that could give the coaching staff a good kind of headache when it comes to final cuts. So stick with me till the end, because today's video is packed with plot twists, locker room buzz, and breaking updates that could shift the course of our Seahawks season. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because today's breakdown is the kind only the Blue Nation knows how to enjoy. First off, let's talk about the biggest shift of all. The offensive leadership just flipped the script. Out goes Ryan Grubb, the college mind who came in pushing a pass-heavy philosophy, but couldn't quite get it to stick in the speed and complexity of the NFL. In steps Klint Kubiak, armed with valuable experience from his time with the Saints and a deep background working with some of the league's top offensive minds. Kubiak, son of Super Bowl winning coach Gary Kubiak, was raised in a system built around a strong, well-structured run game. And that's exactly the direction he's steering this Seahawks offense. Unlike last season, when the ball was flying almost every snap, the game plan now is to pound the rock, control the clock, and turn play action into a real weapon. And to pull that off, everyone's got to buy in, including the wide receiver room. During a recent interview with local radio, Kubiak surprised a lot of people when he praised the receivers, not for routes or red zone grabs, but for throwing down in the run game. According to him, the entire WR core has totally bought into doing the dirty work beyond the stat sheet, and that effort is already making waves in training camp. Wide receivers coach Frisman Jackson got his flowers too, with Kubiak calling him key to this new mentality. And right in the middle of that mindset shift, Cooper Kupp. Coming over from the Rams, Kupp's long been known as one of the best blocking wideouts in the league. Sean McVay even used to call him a disguised tight end. Now in Seattle, Kupp's setting the tone for the room. Kubiak's vision is clear. He wants complete receivers, guys who run, block, and understand the offense from top to bottom. That's where another crucial element comes in: connection. Kubiak revealed that team meetings now include all position groups together: QBs, linemen, tight ends, and wideouts, so everyone's on the same page. It creates a more fluid offense where the QB knows what the tackle's doing, the tight end understands the receiver's route, and everyone speaks the same football language. That philosophy of unity is something head coach Mike Macdonald has been preaching since day one. It's a culture shift that starts in the locker room and shows up on game day. And while the offense finds its rhythm, the front office is already looking down the road. The 2025 draft class brought in some promising talent, especially Gray Zabel, who's already making noise at left guard after coming out of North Dakota State. On defense, the team added South Carolina safety Nick Emenwari and Miami tight end Elijah Arroyo, both seen as solid investments. But even with those moves, the O-line still has some major question marks. The center job's still up for grabs, right guard is wide open, and the biggest concern is at right tackle. Abraham Lucas, once considered a locked-in starter, has only played 13 games over the last 2 seasons. Durability has become a serious issue. That's why, in the latest Pro Football Network mock draft, Jacob Infante predicts Seattle will go after the offensive line hard again in 2026. His top suggestion? Caleb Lamu out of Utah, a tackle who gave up just 2 sacks in 425 pass-blocking snaps. Infante raves about Lamu's hand technique, balance, and lateral movement, calling him one of the top prospects in the next class. The goal? Bring in someone who can lock down the right side and help stabilize a line that's still finding its groove. And that's just the start. The mock also projects Seattle to target Tim Keenan III in the second round, a 335-pound nose tackle from Alabama. With Byron Murphy already in the mix, the plan is to build a physical, run-stuffing interior that dominates the trenches. Infante even calls Keenan the best run defender in the upcoming class, thanks to his raw power, block-shedding skills, and spatial awareness. He's the kind of interior beast that could give McDonald the freedom to dial up some truly creative defensive looks. Now let's talk about a move that might have flown under the radar but could turn out to be a sneaky difference maker, the signing of Anthony Tyus. After Donovan Kaufman, who had just signed, got hurt and was waived, Tyus was brought in. The former Ohio standout led the MAC in rushing yards and attempts in 2025, racking up 1,215 yards and 9 touchdowns. He was a major piece in the Bobcats' championship run, which ended with a Cure Bowl victory. Before that, he spent 3 years at Northwestern, where he didn't get as much shine but showed he could be dependable. Tyus isn't coming in to steal the spotlight, and he's not expected to crack the main rotation right away. The Seahawks' backfield is already stacked with Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, and Kenny McIntosh leading the pack. But Tyus could absolutely fight for a roster spot or land on the practice squad, especially if he flashes that same burst he showed at Ohio during camp. It's a low-risk, high-upside signing that boosts competition and forces the other backs to stay sharp. And in a league where injuries are part of the deal and depth is everything, having a guy like Tyus in the wings could pay off big down the line. Bottom line? The Seahawks are going through a complete overhaul, not just in the playbook, but in their entire mindset. Kubiak's arrival and his all-in approach, Kupp setting the tone with physicality, the long-term draft strategy to revamp both lines, and smart under-the-radar pickups like Tyus all point to one thing: this front office is building a tougher, smarter, more complete team. It's clear they're dead set on turning the page and kicking off a new chapter, one that's more physical, more connected, and ready to go toe-to-toe with the best in the NFC West. And now I want to hear from you 12s. Which of these moves got your heart racing the most? Was it the OC switch, the potential O-line revamp in the next draft, or the quiet arrival of that new running back? Do you think this is the right path to make the Seahawks feared again across the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to read them. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat from Seattle. Let's show the world just how loud this fan base can be this season. Go Hawks!